All right, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Hydra, Greece right now, which is an island. And later in this video, I'm also going to be in Athens, Greece, also Santorini, which is another island. And so I'm actually going to film this video in 3 parts on each of these different locations. So it should be pretty cool. Honestly, guys, building my first SaaS company completely changed how I see business forever. I spent 9 months building an AI software company called Visual Copy AI. And yes, I got users, both paid and free. I got downloads, I launched the product, and I marketed it. And honestly, I made almost every mistake possible. But those mistakes taught me valuable lessons that genuinely changed the way that I build businesses today. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest lessons I learned from building my first SaaS company. All right, number 1, build the right thing. The first massive lesson that I learned is that building something cool is not the same as building something people actually want. So just to give you guys a little brief overview of Visual Copy AI, it's basically an ad copywriter where the users upload their image ad and then they get the primary text, headline, and description tailored to their product just by uploading their meta image ad. The reason I thought this was pretty cool is that 9 months ago, when I was first building the product, building AI apps and websites was pretty new. And so this was a revolutionary idea that I came up with on my own, actually. And I just decided to jump into the water before I could swim and build the product pretty quickly. Also, I did a bunch of research and no one had made this tool at the time. And I still don't think that people even have the same model to this day that I had, where they upload the image ad and then they actually get the copy based on the image. But there was one huge problem. I built it as an Android mobile app. This was a pretty serious mistake. Nobody running a serious business wants to do their work on a phone. Media buyers work on a desktop. Agencies work on desktop. And e-commerce owners are on desktop. So I built the right product just on the fundamentally wrong platform, which kills it being the right product in the first place. So that was the first sort of mistake under the build something people actually want section. I should have built it as a web app from day one. The second is that I didn't actually have a real hard paywall. People could just generate the copy and then leave, which means I built the product, but not a real business. If I were to rebuild Visual Copy AI today, it would be web app first, hard paywall, stronger onboarding, and way heavier marketing. So that's the first lesson. Build the right thing.
Okay.
All right, lesson number 2. Speed is everything. The second lesson I learned, bro, is that speed matters more than almost anything else. I wasted way too much time. Like I said, 9 months trying to build something perfect. I had to go through countless hoops, such as hiring developers, overthinking, working through bugs, just waiting for things to get approved. And looking back at the entire process, everything took way too long. The internet rewards speed, not perfection. Nowadays, markets move super fast. AI moves super fast. And if you spend months trying to build the perfect thing, someone faster will beat you. I'll touch later on this in the third section, but bro, nowadays I'm moving way faster. In the past 3 months, I've done way more than probably the past 2 years combined. And with moving faster also comes skill stacking faster, getting better faster and seeing results faster too. What I should have done is validated demand way earlier, then started building instead of wasting months building first. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for the third section. It's going to be an absolute banger. All right, so the third and final lesson, and this one is extremely important: learn when to move on. And this kind of coincides directly with the second lesson, which is speed is everything. Bro, like I said, I spent 9 months building something that no one really cared about, so it was the wrong product, and also no one could really access, right? It was a mobile app, so it was on the wrong platform. And if I had just moved on, which, like I had said, the past 3 months have been a lot better, but for the past 6 months, I was just focusing on visual copy AI, just focusing on trying to make it work. I believed in it. I was like super biased about it because it was my own product. But if I had like actually moved on from that instead of just doing that same project for 6 entire months, I was only working on visual copy AI for 6 months. So if I had been moving like I have been for the past 3 months, and I'll explain more about what I've been doing in a second, but if I had actually moved on, it just would have been so much better. Like I said, I would have had way more, progress, way more skill stacking, and just you really have to learn when to move on at that point. There's a lot of different attachments that you can get to projects, such as the sunk cost fallacy, which is basically like, oh, I put so much time, I put so much money, I put so much effort into this one thing, where it's like I can make it work and I'm going to keep trying until I do, which that's what it is. It's literally a fallacy. There's also all the emotional attachment you get to it, like I'm gonna do this one platform, but it's like if you build the wrong thing like I did, it's not gonna succeed. Like I said, those 9 months could have been testing more ideas, building more systems, and finding even bigger opportunities. And also the past 3 months, which is 6 months after I started visual copy AI, those have honestly been insane. I've started close to 10 businesses. I've scaled some, which I'm working on scaling some. I've sold some immediately, and I'm still working on building even more right now. But with all this about visual copy AI being said, I don't regret it at all. Because visual copy AI taught me lessons that I genuinely couldn't have learned any other way. Visual copy AI certainly wasn't a $1 billion company, but it taught me something that's way more valuable than those outcomes. It proved that I can build real things, launch products, market, and learn fast. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video or found any of these 3 lessons valuable, make sure to subscribe because I'll probably be posting a lot more content about my SaaS journey in the future. This video was an interesting style as well, starting in Hydra Island, traveling to Athens, and then ending here in Santorini. That's where I am right now. I thought that this video was pretty cool, and I'll see you in the next video.